So good morning and welcome to the QBASIC class. You see ahead of you, in front of you, the interface for QBASIC. You've been given some material to understand the things you see here: file, edit, view, search. Some of them just a little quick. We're going to spend a few minutes doing a few introductory stuff in QBASIC. So welcome. The first thing you'd want to see in any programming language is how to output something on the screen. After all, it is output that makes you know whatever you are doing. It is the way you can get the computer to communicate back to you what you have done inside. So the output thing, the way to let QBASIC display what has been done inside it, is to use the command print. Print as in print. Now once you say print, you're asking it to output something. I've not put anything behind print, so you are just outputting blank space. So at this point this really doesn't mean anything. But let's say I say print and then I say 1 2 3. Now to run QBASIC, and in most other programming languages, your shortcut is F5, but to start with, let me just take you through the long path. So if you click run start, you see the shortcut F5, but we are not doing the shortcut for now. Just click F5. So this is processed, and then an output is given to us. You see 1 2 3. This was because we said it should print 1 2 3. Let's look at another example. If I say print, so what do I put there? 999, and then again I say starts. You'd see that again you have 999. Sorry about that. Let me bring this here. My antivirus is blocking it. So 999. Now just take note of something. There is blank space on top before the first command, which is 1 2 3, and then this one 999. Remember, we started by printing blank, so there is a blank space. The 1 2 3 is printed, 999 is printed. Let's move it a step further. Take note that I'm leaving the old commands behind, so each time you run QBASIC, it is going to execute the instructions again. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. What if I said print, and this time I am not using a number, I am using alphabets. Let's just call it X, and then I run this. Okay, so something interesting is happening here. We have the blank line for print, we have 1 2 3 printed, 999 printed, but why we're not having the X printed? We rather have 0. Okay, this will happen as long as we use alphabets, and I'm going to demonstrate by another example. So let's say we say print, so I say ABC, and then I run this. Again we have 0 0 for the alphabets. Okay, it's just to prompt you on something. We'll go deeper into what we call variables in subsequent classes, but for now what is important to note is that if you want alphabets to be printed, then you need to put them in double quotes. So if I wanted X and Y to print, I should have had double quotes X print double quotes ABC, and let me add a third one, print double quotes XYZ. So if I run this now, let's see what happens when it runs. You can just concentrate on the last bit. You see, so X and ABC, which we did not put in double quotes, return zeros. But then everything we put in double quotes, X, ABC, XYZ, they are printed the way they are. What does this tell us? When you want numbers to appear, you don't need to put anything, just print them out. And it's the same thing when we want calculations to, not the calculations to show, but the result of the calculations. You don't put them in double quotes. But if you want strings, so we call these strings, alphabetic characters, if you want them to appear the way they are, then you should put them in double quotes. You can mix them up. Let's say I want to say I am 9 years old and I want 9 to be a number to appear. I could have said print double quotes I am. And when you want to separate different segments of the same code, you separate them with the semicolon. So I put the 9, it's not in double quotes, take note, semicolon, then I say years old. Okay, so now if I run this, you see it there, the last line, I am 9 years old. Just notice that the semicolons we put in between there will not appear. They are just separate as different segments of the whole thing. Okay, and also yes, the double quotes are not going to appear because you are printing just as they are. I think this is a good introductory note for now. Thank you. I'll see you in the next class.